Strange that so few ever came to the woods to see how the pine lives and grows and spires, lifting its evergreen arms to the light, to see its perfect success.
With a poem by 19th century author Henry David Thoreau, Dave Seville speaks of years of work to protect the most beautiful woods of West Virginia's Appalachian Mountains. Seville is the coordinator for the West Virginia Wilderness Coalition. He says red spruce trees once covered the entire region.
We here in the Appalachians have a blending of these northern and southern species that makes it some of the richest forests in the world in biodiversity. This is a globally important ecosystem.
In West Virginia, the Appalachian Mountains lie within the large Monongahela National Forest. For nearly a century, the forest has had multiple uses, including logging, mineral extraction, and recreation. But its pristine creeks and waterfalls have put the area on a small list of regions the U.S. Congress is considering for maximum protection from human activity. Seville says large areas of the Monongahela National Forest are at high elevations. They're not only a corridor for migratory songbirds, they're also home to several rare and threatened flora and fauna.
And this is one of our rarest species, and this is called Lycopodium inundatum. I've only seen it about 3 times in my life.
Seville feels at home in the woods, identifying species of a fragile ecosystem.
There's little drops of resin on these hairs, and they're very sticky. You see how my finger sticks to it, and insects land on these and get stuck in the sticky resin on those hairs, and the leaf will wrap around the insect and digest it.
West Virginia's economy is based on coal mining and for many years on logging. Seville says coal, gas, and oil lie under the surface here, and the area could fall prey to mining and urban development. But he says the economy is changing.
Our tourism industry is the second fastest growing industry in the state.
Local politicians, religious groups, and businessmen never coalesced around environmental concerns. But now they see ecotourism as a new and cleaner option. Chip Chase is the owner of one of the oldest and most popular ski centers here. He says he and his growing clientele want the woods protected so everyone can enjoy them.
We were active as business people and as individuals in order to try to get this to come about.
Brandon Dennis is a leader of young Presbyterians in the state. He is part of a broad religious coalition that wants to protect the wilderness. He organizes group trips into the woods.
It's been incredible for me to see how the kids respond spiritually to the wilderness. And I really firmly believe that these kids get to experience God in that silence.
Hikers and backpackers come from around the country. This couple with their dog came from Ohio for a few days in the woods. Their dog carries its own backpack.
Yeah, just his food and a little blanket that he sleeps on.
The Campaign for America's Wilderness, a bipartisan coalition of public and private groups, has been pushing Congress to pass laws to fully protect more than 800,000 hectares across the U.S., including the Monongahela National Forest. The list includes sensitive ecosystems such as the Eastern Sierras in California, the Rocky Mountains in Colorado, and the Tumacacori National Park in Arizona. Campaign Director Mike Matz says logging, drilling, and construction are permitted in national parks, but they're banned in areas designated as wilderness.
It provides a degree of protection that is much better than a national park or a national forest because it leaves it as it is. No development is allowed.
Matt says less than 5% of U.S. land is classified as national wilderness.
The U.S. Forest Service has told us that we lose 6,000 acres of open space a day, 4 acres a minute in this country succumbs to development. So that's open space that becomes shopping malls or new buildings, new parking lots, new housing developments.
While development continues to encroach on the woods, in West Virginia, Dave Seville keeps walking through the wilderness, hoping for rapid protection of places he says are sacred.
Every creature is better alive than dead, men and moose and pine trees, and he who understands it aright would rather preserve its life than destroy it.
For producer Zulima Palacio, Arcega, VOA News.